Hey, beer drinkers. I have a pretty small batch limited distro IPA from Timber Ales. I guess it only just says it right down there. So I think Timber Ales, I don't know if they're a brand that's only contract brewed or if they have their own brewery. But this was brewed in North Haven, Connecticut by the 12% Project. So 12% is a distributor and importer. And they have a brewery in North Haven, yeah, Connecticut, where they brew a bunch of different beers for like Hoof-Hearted, Evil Twin, a bunch of other brands, and there's one head brewer. His brand is called Marlowe Ales. He only does a couple different ones, but he does a really good job brewing for all these other companies. And Timber might be best known for a lot of their gigantic thick stouts. I've had one of their big thick stouts. I think it was He Who Walks Among Monsters or something. It was very impressive. One of the richest, thickest stouts I've had that was, it was only 12%. A lot of stouts these days are like 16. But this is an IPA from them, Insomniac's Daydream. This is the second batch that was dry hopped with Citra, Mosaic, and Simcoe. The holy trinity of American hops, I guess. And this was canned the 12th, so that was less than 3 weeks ago, just under. And it's 7% alcohol. I've never bought IPAs from this specific brewery before, but I've had IPAs made at the 12% Project brewery in North Haven, and they're pretty darn good. You can see that looks almost like the perfect hazy IPA. Thick, rich head with some big soapy bubbles, very pale, and very murky but bright. This is probably what most brewers, when they're going for a hazy IPA, they want it to look like this. The aroma is not gigantic. I think it's more sort of Citra and Simcoe forward. There are some berry notes, but I'm not getting quite the spicy peach that I usually get from Mosaic. I'm getting very sweet, almost juicy fruit gum sort of stuff. And papaya are very sweet tropical notes, candy-like. Definitely some yeast esters, but it's not explosively yeasty, or it doesn't smell like it's, banana or regular pink bubblegum type. Just a hint of a grassiness. Some pineapple buried in there, but yeah, it's more like papaya. I recently had sweet red papaya for the first time, and that's just like a really, really sweet, not very tangy tropical fruit. I think a lot of these hazy tropical IPAs have that a little bit more these days. Then it's sort of like guava, I feel like is a little bit more bitter, and a little bit sharper. Nice big soft feel, but quite sweet. Not much bitterness. Doesn't have much of an astringency, and the head is looking pretty nice. Yeah, it's very clean. No off flavors or problems. And it definitely has a juiciness to it. But it's big on those candy sweet qualities that aren't my favorite. The first batch of this had Citra and Galaxy. I may have liked that more, because Galaxy I usually perceive as a little bit more bitter and a little bit more green. There's not much green or dank stuff happening here. really well made. It's just kind of lacking a big pop of hops. It's not really overtaking my palate. I'm not breathing hop fire right now. But it's extremely pleasant, I guess. I don't know, maybe there's something in the finish that's not great. Let's see. Really full and creamy. Just stops short of silky feel, but just like everything about it is really well made. It's just the aroma and the flavor aren't explosive, which is kind of what you expect from a small batch, expensive, rare IPA that looks like this, you know? I'd probably still try more stuff from Timber Ales. But this one's just not quite doing it for me. This has pretty high ratings. I guess barely anyone has actually rated it. But I think it's because it's the part in every way except for not getting to the next level of intensity. But there are no flaws or anything, I'd say. I probably wouldn't give this much over a 4 though. Kind of wish I'd only picked up one can of it, but it might be a good one to blend with some more intense, but maybe harsher IPA. Yeah, there's like no throat burn or chalkiness at all, even though it's quite hazy. That's it. Bye-bye.